In today's video, we're going to be ranking the top 10 role players in the NBA. Now, before I actually rank the role players, I'm going to go over my classifications of what I think is a role player. And personally, to me, a role player means a player who scores less than 15 points per game and is not a top 3 option on their team. Now, a prime example of a role player, and one of the two honorable mentions on this list, is Joe Harris. Joe Harris averaged 14.1 points per game, 3.6 rebounds per game, and 1.9 assists per game, being the fourth option on the Brooklyn Nets. Now, the reason that Joe Harris doesn't make the top 10 for me is because of his recent playoff struggles. Joe Harris was so abysmal in Game 7, he had Nets fans burning his jersey, and I will roll the clip for you right now.
Oh, that shit might come back at me.
Being from Brooklyn and rooting for the Nets, watching Joe Harris play in Game 7 caused me immense pain and agony. Now, my second and final honorable mention is going to be Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges put up a cool 12.7 points, 6 rebounds, and 2.2 assists per game on 50.3% from the field and 40% from 3 on the dot. Now, Miles Bridges has got to be one of the funnest players in the NBA to watch. Every other game that the Charlotte Hornets played, you were getting an NBA app notification about how this man posterized somebody. By the clips playing in the background, you can tell that this man is an absolute highlight machine. This one being my personal favorite. In the number 10 spot, we got former Dallas Maverick, current Philadelphia 76er, Seth Curry. Now, Seth put up 12.5 points, 2.4 rebounds, and 2.7 assists on 47% from the field and 45% from 3. Watching Seth Curry ball out in Philadelphia really does bring a tear to my eye, because we traded that man for Josh Richardson. Josh Richardson scored less points in our entire 7-game series versus the Clippers than Seth Curry did in Game 5. Overall, Seth was a great player this year, and I only expect him to improve next year. Coming in at the number 9 spot, we got an OKC Thunder fan favorite, Lu Dort. Dort puts your favorite player in the torture chamber on a nightly basis. He's an amazing defender and a good 3-point shooter, and that's the role that he plays on the OKC Thunder. This season, Dort posted 14 points, 3.6 rebounds, and 1.7 assists, shooting 34.3% from 3, which might not sound that impressive, but he made significant strides towards the end of the season to becoming a better player. And if Dort continues to develop at the rate that he already is, he'll be a star in no time. And at the number 8 spot, we got Joe Ingles. Joe Ingles is a great player. I'd love to have him on my team. His role is to come off the bench for the Utah Jazz and shoot 3-pointers and play good defense. He was runner-up 6th man of the year. I think he should have won the award personally. He lost to his own teammate Jordan Clarkson, who scored a bunch of points but did it super inefficiently, and I personally think that the media should look at more than just points per game when they hand out awards like this. Jinglin Joe put up 12.1 points, 3.6 rebounds, 4.7 assists per game, while shooting 45.1% from 3, which is insane efficiency. Ingles is almost 34 years old. I think he's got a few good basketball years left in him, and I wish the best for his career. Coming in at number 7, we have PJ Tucker. Disclaimer, I could not find a single highlight video of PJ Tucker, so you guys are going to have to deal with this Giannis one that I got. And PJ Tucker, there's no point in me putting his stats on the screen either. You know his stats, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He's not a statistical guy. His impact comes more on the defensive side of the ball. He locked down Kevin Durant in most games, forced him to take some bad shots, forced turnovers. In the end, I think he was the X factor for the Milwaukee Bucks in their semifinals matchup. If I were to tell you that PJ Tucker was a difference maker, that would not give him enough justice. What I'm about to put on the screen is going to blow your mind. That's right, you're seeing it correctly. Without PJ Tucker, the Bucks won 58% of their games, very respectable. With PJ Tucker, they won 80% of their games. That's 80%. That means every 4 out of 5 games they played with this man, they were winning. That is insane. Just outside the top 5 role players, at number 6, we got White Iverson, TJ McConnell. Now, TJ McConnell has got to be the king of random stat lines. Here are some of the best that I found. Now, first up, we got 19 points and 15 assists, then 12 points, 17 assists, 2 steals, 9 points, 15 assists, and then 16 points, 13 assists, and a 10 steal triple double is absolutely crazy for a guy coming off the bench. Overall, TJ McConnell is a great facilitator coming off the bench, and he's one of the few bright spots on this bad Indiana team. Coming in at number 5, we got former G League MVP Chris Boucher. This season, Chris Boucher averaged 13.6 points, 6.7 rebounds, almost 2 blocks, and shot 51.4% from the field. Meanwhile, he did all this while coming off the bench for the Raptors. Next season, I expect him to be in Most Improved Player candidacy, and I expect his game to take a huge jump. Coming in at number 4 on our list, we have Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder is a natural-born winner. This is now the 8th consecutive season that he's made the playoffs, and it's looking like it's going to be the 2nd season in a row that he's made the NBA Finals. He's a great championship piece. He's cheap, and he does a lot for your team. He's a great defender and a great three-point shooter. The Phoenix Suns bringing in Jay Crowder this offseason was about as good as a move as they could have made. Obviously, they got Chris Paul from the OKC Thunder, and that really put him over the edge, but Jay Crowder was just the cherry on top of their offseason. Jay Crowder opened up this postseason with shooting struggles, but ever since his series against the Lakers, he's been shooting lights out ever since, and I think the Suns are the favorite to win the NBA championship as of right now. Coming in at number 3, we have Duncan Robinson. Duncan Robinson is a prolific three-point shooter for the Miami Heat, and he's also one of the best off-ball movers in the NBA. He also has an incredible come-up story. He went from D3 basketball player to starting on an NBA Finals roster. That is crazy to me. Congrats to him. This season, Duncan Robinson scored 13.1 points, 3.5 rebounds, 1.8 assists per game, while shooting 40.8% from 3 on 8.5 attempts per game. That is insane efficiency on really high volume. At number 2, we got Robert Covington, who I also couldn't find clips for, so enjoy this James Harden mixtape in the background. Rocco is another one of those guys whose stats don't really do him justice about how much he contributes to on a basketball court. Yeah, he only scored like 9 points per game, but he did it on elite defense and reliable three-point shooting, and that's why he's number 2 on this list. And coming in at the number 1 spot, we have Alex Caruso. I meant Marcus Smart. Now, Marcus Smart is everything that you'd want in a role player. He has elite defense, great three-point shooting, amazing hustle, and he's a great team player. This season, Marcus Smart averaged 13.1 points, 3.5 rebounds, 5.7 assists per game. Marcus Smart is the ultimate role player, and that's why he's number 1 on this list. Thank you everybody for watching. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already. DF3 out.